It's 6:22 a.m. Tuesday, December the 8th, 2020. And I just received another message from the Lord just less than an hour ago. Now, last night before I went to bed, I'd asked the Lord to show me. I just simply asked Him to show me. And I took Him to understand exactly what it is that I mean. Let me explain to you guys. I need not to go into details as far as asking the Lord for something. I need only ask Him to show me, and He understood. But last night specifically, what we were talking about, me and the Lord, what I was telling Him to show me is basically anything that He thinks that I need to know at this time. So that's why I said, show me. And He understood what I was saying. So what He thinks that I should know, or we, since I live on earth, including everybody else, what He thinks that we should know is the following. Meteors are coming. Okay? There's going to be I don't know if it's going to be a worldwide meteor shower before the 3 days of darkness, because I clearly saw that there will be a worldwide meteor shower in the 3 days of darkness. So I don't know if it's a precursor to that, or it will be that. Last night, that is unclear, because the meteor shower, the volume, or the magnitude of the meteor shower that I saw during the 3 days of darkness was on a much bigger, heavier scale than the one that I just saw. The one that I just saw right now was more sporadic, but the meteors were bigger. Okay? In the 3 days of darkness, they were falling like a heavy downpour, like a torrential rain. Millions of them. I saw that more real than I'm sitting here on this bench recording this. It was 10 times more real than me sitting here recording this. That vision that I saw of the meteors falling in the 3 days of darkness. And those meteors were different. They appeared molten, or when they hit the ground, they hit it with such force that the ground became molten. I'm going to go with the first part, with the first explanation. I think the meteors themselves were like molten, because when they struck, they splashed everywhere in this molten material. But that was the past. That was a vision of me being in the 3 days of darkness. This that I just received last night, rather, a few minutes ago, less than an hour ago. It was as if a group of us was in a house that was on top of very shallow waters. And the flooring of the house was wood. And we were sheltering from what was occurring. Apparently it was we didn't know at first. Yeah, we didn't know that meteors were going to hit the earth, because there was something happening in the sky, which I was trying my very best to try to figure out what that was in the first part of the experience. And I can't remember what it is even now. I still can't remember what that was happening. So from the part that I remember is we were huddled in the house, and it just shocked us. One of the meteors just fell out of the sky suddenly, without expectation. We weren't expecting this at all. This shocked the entirety of us, all of us. The meteor just fell right out of the sky at not so far distance away from the house that we were at. And my goodness, as you can imagine, I would guess from the destruction that it caused, which I witnessed, by the way, I can tell you one thing. These meteors, when they hit, they won't be like those movies that people watch and see them. Oh no, they're far worse. Oh my goodness. My goodness. I wouldn't even try to explain it. No, that wouldn't do any good. It's something you'd have to see for yourself, because my explanation won't do it any good. But I'm thinking it couldn't be the meteor that I saw just hit just now in this dream experience. It couldn't be less than the size of a school bus, about the size of a school bus, and it hit on land, ground. It hit on, not so far a distance from where we were in the house. And I tell you, oh my God, I wish you guys could see what happened. Because it happened, we were looking at it through the back glass sliding door of a house that was on shallow waters. And I know all of this have meaning, but I'm not going to go into the interpretation. I'm going to leave that up to you guys. I'll go so much as tell you guys that the house represents the entire earth. I'll just leave that with you guys. The house that me and these group of people were living in on shallow waters it represented the entire earth. That's the only part of the explanation, interpretation I'm going to leave with you guys. So we were looking through this sliding back glass door. We saw, when it hit, because remember, we didn't know, we saw the entire horizon down there got red. It just got red. And then the shockwave, then we realized what happened. Oh my goodness, we were horrified. The whole lot of us in the house, we were just horrified. And then the debris and the destruction, smashing trees and cars and houses to pieces, started flying in the wind, heading towards our direction. And we were just waiting, bracing for impact. And my goodness, it came, and the waters that was outside on the deck, it pushed some of the waters inside the house, and it affected our house, but not to the degree where it killed anyone. But it got water inside of the house though, and it kind of shook up some of the wooden floors that was also inside of the house, and everyone inside of the house was just absolutely terrified. I started I was afraid, but not to the scale in comparison to how afraid and horrified they were, because I understood what was happening. I started explaining to them, and then I started telling them, listen, look, it's very important, and this is a message for everyone. It's very important that you're in the will of God. That you're at the place where God wants you to be, because if you're not, there's no way in hiding from these. Even these underground bases are going to be compromised by the sheer power of the blast of these meteors. So that's what I was explaining to them, that you have to be in the will of God, and it's best that you're with someone that is in the will of God as well. Did you hear that? That is also important. It's best that you're with people that are in the will of God. That's the way that you'll be protected. I was also telling them, most of these people that were literally unbelievers, they were unbelievers. I was telling them, listen, I have a relationship with God, and as a result of that, I could literally go outside in the meteor shower, which sounded absolutely insane to them. They couldn't even comprehend. They probably thought that I was a madman telling them that, but it's the reality. That's how close I knew that I was with God, to the point I was comparing myself to Moses. Listen, look, I could go out there in the meteor shower and talk to God if I chose to, if I wanted to. You see, so I was telling them that. So after this, we came outside of the house, and we were like in a small town, and everyone was rattled. And I started ministering to them. I started explaining to them. So when this thing occurs, it's going to be a ministering opportunity. It's going to spark some kind of revival. And so people are going to listen until afterwards they start, going their own way again. So some people are going to listen and take heed, and some's going to listen for a while until, they start going their own way again. That's just the way it is. I personally was expecting a meteor event in the west coast of America. That's what I was expecting. You see. And then last night I said, Lord, show me. And then he shows me this, which shows that there's going to be this meteor shower is going to be global. And this raises questions for me, because is this a pre 3 days of darkness meteor shower? Are there going to be more than one meteor showers? One very soon before the 3 days of darkness, and then you're going to have the heavier one in the 3 days of darkness? I really, really don't know. But I was expecting a meteor, some kind of meteor event in the West Coast, though. This is before the 3 days of darkness, of course. Very soon, in like any month now. In this month, next month, or the other month in May, I was expecting this very, very soon. This meteor event in California. But then comes this, which causes me to rethink that maybe it's not only in California. It's going to be like either a precursor meteor shower, where meteors are going to fall and hit the earth in random places before the global heavy downpour that I witnessed, that's going to take place inside of the 3 days of darkness. So, that's as much as I'm going to share right now. I asked the Lord last night, show me, and it is basically what he believes, what he thinks that I should know. And that's what it meant. And he showed me that there's going to be meteor showers. People, please, there's only one escape from this. It's not inside of houses or underground bunkers. No, they're too powerful. I saw this thing. I witnessed this thing just now, basically. And I can tell you that no creation of man can prevent you from this destruction. The scale is beyond them. It's bigger than their comprehension. The only escape is to be inside of the will of God, like I was telling these people in the houses. So please, seek God, seek to know him, and get inside of his will. How do you get inside of his will? It's simple, really. Get to know him, be his friend, build a relationship with him, and read his word every day, and you'll be safe. You'll be fine. The Lord King bless and keep you. Love you all. YBIC.